beautiful people, welcome to Top Notes by A. Today I do have an affordable fragrance from the house of Lattafa, and this is from their Pride line. This fragrance is also all over everywhere. You cannot find this fragrance on Amazon. It's been sold out, the prices are going high, and this fragrance has been compared to Billie Eilish, and it has also been compared to Lira from Xerjoff. So if you guys are interested to find out about this fragrance house, about this fragrance called Nebras from the house of Lattafa, then stay tuned. Sipping on your before I do my review of Nebras and compare it to Lira and Billie Eilish, if you are finding me for the first time, guys, you are very much welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda. This is Top Notes by A. You are very much welcome once again. To all my returning viewers and subscribers, thank you so much for the support. That being said, let's review Nebras from the house of Lattafa. Guys, this particular fragrance has been sold out everywhere, and I was able to buy this from fragrance.ca, so I will leave a direct link if it's still available from fragrance.ca so that you can get it. This on Amazon, I was one time going to pay $79 for this fragrance, but then I decided against it, and I'm so glad I didn't do it. I put it in my save for later basket on Amazon, and it sold out, so it's not even on Amazon right now. I went on Joma Shop. It's not on Joma Shop. It's not on fragrance.net. It's actually not on fragrance.net at all, but I was able to buy this at a good price. This I got for under $50. I got this for $44 on fragrance.ca. So once again, if it's available, I will let you know. But the packaging is so beautiful. So let's talk about packaging since I'm reviewing the fragrance. And if you have watched fragrance YouTube, fragrance TikTok, this is everywhere. And I was finally able to get my hands on it, and I tried it, and I want to do a review on it for my viewers and my subscribers. So this fragrance, guys, is well packaged. Packaging is beautiful. Packaging, it's well done. It's cardboard, but it's well done. It pulls out just like what do you call it? It pulls out just like Xerjoff Lira pulls out. It's well done fragrance. It sits in this cardboard or styrofoam cutout. It sits in there, and the fragrance itself, it's well, the packaging, the bottle is really nice. The bottle looks really expensive. The cap of the fragrance is not, cheap. It's not as heavy as I think it should be, but it's not light. It's not plasticky light either. And the cap actually caps very well. So that is going, this is one thing that is going on for the cap. The cap caps very well. You can lift the fragrance from the cap. Guys, if you are hearing any noise, my family, everybody is home. My sister-in-law is cooking dinner, and my husband is downstairs. The kids are home, so there is a lot of background noise. I'm so sorry. I told them to keep it down, and they're trying. That being said, guys, so let's get back to the review of the fragrance. So the bottle is, really well done. I love the heaviness of the bottle. Let's, spray the fragrance. So this sprays really nicely. That is, how this fragrance sprays. So yeah, moving on. So let's talk about the fragrance notes. The notes of the fragrance. This fragrance opens with red berries and mandarin orange. Middle of the fragrance has cacao, it has vanilla, and it also has rose. And then the base of the fragrance has sugar, it has tonka bean, it has vanilla, and it has musk. Guys, this fragrance, when it opens, it's very creamy in the opening. Even though it says that it has red berries, I don't get like red berries, but I do get a little bit of the mandarin orange. So it opens smooth, it opens creamy for me, and it also opens a little bit citrusy and fruity. That is the opening of the fragrance. Then when the fragrance is drying down, I start to pick up the vanilla. So I pick up the vanilla, I start to pick up some floral notes, but it's not rosy per se. I just pick up that floral, like something like white floral, but it's not rose. So it could be white rose, I'm not sure, but I just pick up something floral when the fragrance starts to dry down. Then in the dry down of the fragrance, the tonka bean amps up the vanilla, so it becomes very vanillic, it becomes very, you know, lactonic, it becomes very creamy and sweet. This fragrance, actually, I forgot to say this, the sugar, you get the sugar from the beginning of the fragrance all the way to the dry down of the fragrance. And I sprayed it, and my daughter actually was able to pick up sugar. She's like, there is something sugary about this fragrance, not just sweet but sugary, that, you know, you get it. And you know, the sugar in the base, I don't know why the sugar in the base, I can still get it when I first sprayed this fragrance. I'm getting the sugar like right away. The sugar stays throughout the length or the longevity of the fragrance. You are getting the sugar. I also do feel like the tonka bean gives the fragrance this creaminess that, you know, it pulls on my skin. The fragrance is so creamy on my skin, so sweet and sugary. It's not syrupy but sugary, if that is making sense. It's not syrupy, it's sugary, it's sweet, it's lactonic, lactonic and creamy at the same time. It's also very, very vanillic. It's a very high performing vanilla fragrance. It's a fragrance that, you know, projects very, very well. This Nebras, I see why people talk about this fragrance. It projects very well. The longevity is there. The performance, it's not like beast mode. It's not overpowering, but it's also very powerful. I wrote that this fragrance is, you know, it's smooth, it's seductive. The fragrance is smooth, it's seductive, it draws you in, it pulls, you know, people closer to you when you're wearing this fragrance. So once again, I do see where the hype is. This is actually worth the hype. That being said, let's compare the two fragrances. Actually, no, before I compare the two other fragrances that this has been compared to, this fragrance can be layered with other vanilla fragrances, or if you have any fragrance that you want to add some sweetness and vanilla to that fragrance, like Dior Tobacco, you can actually mix this with Dior Tobacco to bring out, you know, to add some sweetness and some, not depth, but sweetness and vanilla to that fragrance, because that fragrance is very, you know, masculine and overpowering when I put it on, but it's beautiful on my husband. So yeah, you can layer Nebras with fragrances like Dior Tobacco. You can also layer it with Annie from Nishane. That it will pull out the vanilla more in Annie Nishane. It will also layer it very well with Oud Satin Mood. This fragrance will layer perfectly well with Oud Satin Mood. And also Vanilla 28, which, you know, the vanilla in here, the tonka bean in here with the vanilla orchid and the sugar, that sweetness in not sugar but the sweetness in Vanilla 28. This will pull very, very well. It will amp up Vanilla 28. So these are some of the fragrances that I feel like will layer very, very well with Nebras from Lattafa. Now guys, let's compare two of the fragrances that this has been compared to, which I own both of them. So guys, let's compare Lira and Nebras, because they have been compared here on YouTube. People say that they're duping each other. This is Nebras is duping Lira, and I want to compare, and I wore both of them. I wore Nebras on the right side and I wore Lira on the left side, so I was able to compare the two. The two have similar vibes. I would say they are about maybe 85% dupes. This is 85% dupe of Lira. Lira is citrusy, it's lemony, it's cakey, it's a true gourmand, it's vanilla. This fragrance, it's well done fragrance. It's one of my favorite gourmand vanilla fragrances in my collection. This one also is well blended. This is smoother. This, you know, it's just elegant. This is very elegant. This fragrance also draws you in, so I can see why these two are being compared together. I can see why people are saying this one is a dupe of this one. I can honestly see it, but I feel like this one, it's well blended. This one is zesty. This one is lemony. This one is cakey. Whereby Nebras from Lattafa, you know, it's more sugary sweet. It's a little bit powdery, cocoa powdery. When the fragrance dries down, it's more creamier. It's sweeter. This one is sweeter from the sugar. You know, this is sweeter, but they're both very, you know, high performing vanilla fragrances. So I can see the comparison. Then I wanted to compare Billie Eilish fragrance to Nebras. So Billie Eilish is sweet, is powdery. It opens with, this one opens with sugar too, and it has red berries and mandarin orange. Whereby Nebras opens with red berries and mandarin orange. So I can see why these two are being compared together. And I feel like when it comes to Nebras and Billie Eilish, they are like maybe 95% dupes of each other. The difference is that Nebras performs very, very well than Billie Eilish. This is high performing, and if you have to choose between the two, I will definitely go with Nebras based on the performance alone, since they are like 95% dupes, and when it dries down, they are actually the same fragrance, whereby this outperformed Billie Eilish by, you know, by 10 folds. It outperforms this. Price wise, I think I paid $65 for this and I paid $44 for this. So the difference is not that much, that I would say based on the performance, go ahead. If you can find Nebras, go buy Nebras if you can find it. If I have to compare the two of them, I will pick this up all day, every day versus Billie Eilish. And I like this fragrance, but having this, testing it out, wearing it side by side, I feel like this one outperformed Billie Eilish. Also, this one actually outperformed Lira. This one stayed on my skin. I wore it. I tried these two fragrances I put them, both of them, to bed yesterday. And when I woke up this morning, I could still get this. I could still get whiffs of this in my clothes. I can get it on my skin clearly. I don't have to smell that hard. I just have to go like this and I could get it. Whereby this one, I have to smell my skin really hard before I could get this. So this one even outperformed this one, except that I will choose Lira based on that lemony zesty vibe that this gives me. Do you need all three fragrances in your collection? Guys, I would say that definitely if you have to choose between Billie Eilish and Nebras, go ahead and get Nebras. But if you have to choose between Xerjoff and Nebras, if you're going by price, affordability, then go with Nebras. But then also, if you want something that is well blended, that is sweet, that, you know, it's zesty, lemony, cakey, you know, vanilla fragrance, then I would say go with Xerjoff. It's up to you. But for me, I'm glad I have all three in my collection. I may actually end up decluttering, I may actually end up giving up Billie Eilish because Nebras is outperforming this. I love everything about this fragrance. Everything that I get from Billie Eilish is in Nebras. I get the same thing, except that the longevity, the performance, it's high performing fragrance than this. So maybe I may have to give up this because I don't want to have two of the same fragrances in my collection. So I may have to declutter Billie Eilish, maybe give it to my daughter, or I keep it because I like the bottle. But yeah, I may just have to give it to my daughter. Guys, I'm so glad that I was able to get this beautiful fragrance from fragrance.ca. I will leave a direct link in the description bar below. Until I see you on another video, guys, do not forget to thumbs up the video, leave me comment in the comment section. You know the routine. Stay blessed, smell fabulous, and bye for now.